I love Bioshock, and over the years, I have replayed the game countless times. I own it on pretty much all the gaming devices I have, but never got that platinum trophy for it. So I thought, why not revisit Rapture and get all them trophies. However, this journey was definitely quite a different experience than my usual, and low-key left a sour taste in my mouth. Like always, I went to my trusty trophy guide page to check out that trophy list. This game has a total of 54 trophies, of which we have 48 bronze, 2 silver, 3 gold, and that shining platinum. There are 3 trophies which are difficulty specific, and we can basically get these just by playing the game on easy mode, thanks to a glitch. But since I'm a true Bioshock fan and love to torture myself, I chose to play the game on the highest difficulty while using no Vita chambers, which are basically like these checkpoints around the map that can resurrect us if we die, kind of making death meaningless. Everything else looked quite straightforward, so we jumped into the game right away. We play as Jack, who's aboard this flight which crashes in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Somehow we are the only survivor, and we see this lighthouse at a distance and have to swim towards it. Inside the lighthouse, we see a bay this way and enter it. There, we are greeted by Andrew Ryan, who in a stunning speech introduces us to the world of Rapture, an underwater dystopian city built by him, which still looks quite stunning. It really reminded me of Gotham from the 90s Batman cartoon, which is my favorite setting, I guess. Right as we enter the city, our guide gets brutally murdered by one of the splicers, who are these genetically modified people who seem to have taken over the city. We are greeted by Atlas over the radio, the guy who sent our escort. He tells us to get a move on and saves us from our attacker. We grab a wrench and have to fight off our very first basic splicer type enemy, who on this difficulty took quite a few hits to get knocked out. We see this gatherer's garden vending machine with a syringe and a tonic ready to be used. Well, since I love doing drugs, we didn't hesitate shoving that syringe right up our ass. Getting that thunderous high. To be fair, we faint right away, and that's precisely why you shouldn't do drugs, kids. We are about to get slaughtered by these splicers right when they hear something or someone coming in their way and run off in fear. And here we are introduced to one of the most iconic characters ever, the Little Sisters. Aren't they just super cute? Okay, we're given a sneak peek of the Big Daddy along with the little one, and the game also puts an emphasis on the fact that the little ones only target dead bodies. Following Atlas's instructions, we proceed forward, taking out splicers using our newly acquired electric powers. Atlas tells us about his family and begs us to go to Neptune's bounty to save them. Since we got no other option, might as well. He also tells us more about plasmids, the power we are using, and how they change the people, resulting in the state that Rapture is in today. As I was being attacked by a splicer, I lured him into a puddle and electrocuted him like a toaster in the tub. Well, I did this cause I already knew about it, but the game does an incredible job of telling it to us again, so how could I say no? We also learn that smoking lowers our health and raises Eve, drinking increases our health and reduces Eve. So quit smoking and start drinking, I guess. But don't do it too much, cause it can make you feel really dizzy. Thank you for the lovely life lessons, Bioshock. We can also see these ghosts or past memories of sorts, and can listen to these radio diaries, learning about the people who lived here and what went wrong. Well folks, there's a total of 122 of these around the world, and we gotta collect them all for a trophy, which was the toughest and the most boringest trophy in this game, but more on that later. We are properly introduced to who the Little Sisters are and that they carry Adam, a volatile genetic substance that has the ability to rewrite genetic material, allowing the user to alter their body, their genetic makeup, and their natural abilities without any direct limits whatsoever, aside from their own imagination. Basically the substance which gave us our shocky powers. And also witness the true power of the Big Daddies, who are these genetically modified robot-like guys who are the protectors of the Little Sisters. While heading towards Neptune's bounty, we get properly introduced to Andrew Ryan, who thinks we are sent by the KGB or the CIA, and his splicers try to ambush us. However, luckily thanks to Atlas's help, we escape towards the medical pavilion, getting a story trophy. Right at the start of this level, the game teaches us the hacking mechanic through which we can hack different machines. We need to play this mini game where we need to guide the flow of liquid from one end to another. Hacking our very first security bot gets us 2 trophies, and I went up and hacked the vending machine right at the entrance, which got me another easy trophy. Our goal here here in this level is to escape via this emergency exit to Neptune's bounty. However, we need a key which is with the overseer of this area called Steinman. We pick up a machine gun along the way and navigate through the halls of the medical pavilion, learning about its history and what a true maniac Steinman is. We are also greeted by these turret machines which are weak against electricity and can be hacked as well. And just like the other two machines, we get an easy trophy for hacking it. I was making sure to search every single crate, dead body and cabinet to find good loot, as the survivor mode can be quite challenging. At its best to be as prepared as possible. We see the healing station where we can fill our health meter, which can again be hacked. Every single hall in this game introduces something new, where it be enemies, machines or mechanics. We go head on against these nitro spicer type enemies who can throw bombs at us and sneak up on security cameras, which are Ryan's eyes and ears. Getting caught by them starts an alarm where we get attacked by flying bots, and by hacking them we can give the same treatment to our enemies. Hacking our first cam gets us another trophy, and we get one of my favorite plasmids, Incinerate. I love these mini cartoon ads showcasing the plasmids and burnt off some splicers to crisp. We use our newfound firepower to melt the ice blocking a couple of hallways, one of which takes us to Twilight Field, where I hacked the safe, getting an easy trophy, and also found an engineering tonic, which is one of the 3 different gene tonics. We have 3 categories of gene tonics in this game, which are combat, engineering and physical. The combat ones help with improving our offensive and defensive capabilities. Engineering tonics can help us with our hacking capabilities, and physical tonics can help improve physical stats. We can equip a total of 6 tonics per classification, and well, there's a good few trophies related to collecting tonics and unlocking tonic slots. Back in the story, we get a shotgun, which is a great weapon in the starting section. We also find telekinesis plasmid, which is needed for us to destroy a path blocked by a splicer. We use our new power and gain entry to the surgery area where we see Steinman. Right around this area, I started feeling a bit overpowered, which didn't make sense to me, and I checked the difficulty only to find out that the game had automatically reset to medium for some reason. I checked it out online and found that this is due to a glitch, and I decided to restart the game again cause fuck my life. Luckily, I wasn't too far in the game, so it only took me a couple of hours to make it back, and now I was constantly checking that difficulty setting again and again before starting any level. Back in the story, we see what a true maniac Steinman is. We have to take him down, which is relatively easy thanks to the telekinesis, and we get another trophy here. As we are trying to backtrack our way to the start of this section, a tunnel collapses and we end up seeing a little sister who lost her big daddy and is almost about to get killed by a splicer. Tenenbaum, a doctor who discovered Adam, saves the little one and gives us a syringe which we can use to extract the Adam from the little sister. We are presented with an option here to choose between rescuing or harvesting the little sister. Harvesting them gets us more Adam but kills them, and rescuing them gives us less Adam but makes the kid somewhat normal again. Since there's a trophy for saving every one of them, I had no other option than rescuing her. The Gatherer's Garden vending machine is open now for business, and we can buy different health, Eve and tonic upgrades using the Adam we collect from the little sisters. We can see that the map now has little sisters with their big daddies roaming around, and we can take out the big guy to free the little sister. Since I hacked some turrets and had some alternate ammo for my weapons, I felt a bit confident and decided to challenge the big guy, which clearly didn't go well. They are literally like a tank and can one-shot us. Luckily, they are vulnerable to shock and armor-piercing rounds, so keep an eye out for the electric shotgun shells, at least in the starting levels. The remastered versions can sometimes also be full of bugs and glitches, which for some reason were a bit more prominent while playing the game on PS5. Anyway, after a good few tries and deaths, I somehow got the big guy glitched out and killed him. After saving the little one, I backtracked my way and jumped aboard the Bathysphere, which took me straight to Neptune's bounty. Our goal here is to make it to Fontaine Fisheries, where Atlas's family is hiding. This level has a total of 3 big daddies who are a bit different than the ones from the previous level. This model is called Rosie and uses a rivet gun and mine instead of that classic drill machine. Right at the start of this level, we face off against one, which takes some patience and strategy. Saving the little one, we get a message from Tenenbaum that she wants to reward us, and we can find our gift next to a Gatherer's Garden station, which gets us us some extra atom. After saving every 3 or 4 little sisters, we get these gifts. So essentially we are not missing out on much by saving the little sisters. We purchase the plasmid slot which got us a trophy, and we make our way to the fisheries where we meet Peach Wilkins, who asks us to bring a research camera. But then we get attacked by a spider splicer similar to the one from the start of the game. These splicers can be tanks, especially at the start of the game. Peach lends us a grenade launcher to aid our quest, and we are off to find that camera. After navigating through most of this map, fighting splicers, finding loot, and saving sisters, we get our hands on the camera and get a trophy for taking our very first picture. We are now tasked to take some snaps of them spider splicers. The camera is both a blessing and a curse. Clicking pictures of our targets in action gets us more research points, and after getting a certain amount, we can get some free upgrades like health boost, tonics, find what enemy is weak against, and also get a bit more damage boost over the specific enemy. Well, as you can guess, we have to max out our research on pretty much every enemy type in the game, which can be a grind, as you now have to hit them once and take a couple of pics while they're stunned. Anyway, we get a couple of research related trophies here, like quality research for taking an A-rated picture and one for fully researching the gun splicer. After completing our research on the spider splicers, we make it back to Peach, who lets us in. However, we gotta go in without our weapons and get ambushed by him and his goons. This fight's not too crazy and can be made even more easy by hacking the camera and the turret in the area, which spawns flying bots on our enemies. There's also a good amount of barrels which can be thrown at the splicers using telekinesis. We get 2 trophies in this section, Hacker for completing a total of 50 hacks and 1 for defeating Peach. Moving forward, the game introduces weapon upgrade stations, which are kinda like collectibles and lets us upgrade our weapons. And well, as you can guess, there's multiple trophies here for collecting various weapon upgrades. For now, we just got 1 for getting that first upgrade done. Right before finishing the level, we see some more ghosts from the past and hear an interesting piece of conversation foreshadowing the story. Moving forward, we make it to the submarine pod where Atlas's family are, but Ryan intervenes and blasts off the submarine, killing them, and we have to fight off a wave of splicers to make an escape towards Arcadia. Atlas is enraged and asks us to join him to take out Ryan. Our goal here is to find another bathysphere which can take us to Ryan. This level is one of my favorite areas from the world of Rapture. It's lush green and full of plants, which provides oxygen that the city needs and also looks like a place where people would come to relax. Again, we can see some ghosts of the past having a great time here. In the present state, it looks like a shadow of its former self, however, more scary and swampy, my favorite setting in a video game level. We are also introduced to Houdini splicers in this area who add to that spookiness as they can disappear and dress up like a forest spirit. In this area, we can also find more parts like batteries or wires which we can use to create some ammo or even tonics. This can be done using the U-Invent machines, and you guessed it, there's a couple of trophies for inventing stuff. For now, we get basic inventor for inventing our first item. This playthrough was really different to my usual runs as I would focus more on the plasmids themselves, and here I was onto researching more about my enemies and investing in more gene tonics instead, which made the game way more easier even on the highest difficulty. Big daddies were going down more easily thanks to the better weapons, and I was trying to cure every little sister I could get my hands on, no puns intended. Ryan kills Arcadia with his gas, and now we gotta save it as no more trees, no more oxygen. So basically, game over for us. Luckily, this place is home to Julie Langford, who has a plant fetish, kind of like Poison Ivy from Batman. Whoa, talk about inspirations. We now have to find a specific rose for her to create the cure. Right before delivering the rose to her, we get another trophy for fully researching a thuggish splicer. She starts to work on her cure just as Ryan intervenes again and poisons her to death. We need to create the Lazarus vector to get that supply of oxygen back again in Rapture and have to travel to the farmer's market to gather the ingredients. We also get one of my favorite weapons, the chemical thrower, which low-key makes the elemental plasmids somewhat useless. Our goal in the farmer's market is to find 7 B enzymes, 7 jars of distilled water, and 7 flasks of chlorophyll solution. This was a straightforward level, collecting loot, radio diaries, upgrades, and saving little sisters. Honestly, from here the game kinda started feeling low difficulty, as my go-to playstyle would be to freeze my enemies using the chem thrower and shatter them into pieces. Big daddies were even more easy now, as we can set up traps using mines, and the electric ammo on the thrower just melts their health away. Right near the end of this level, we get another trophy for fully researching using the Houdini splicers. We create the vector and use it to save Rapture and have to sort of wait for it to get deployed while facing a huge wave of splicers. This part was rather easy as I hacked all the cameras and bots around and just hid using the camouflage tonic, turning invisible. Completing this area gets us a story trophy and we are off to Fort Frolic. We need to catch another bathysphere here to get to Ryan's den. However, all our comms are blocked by Sander Cohen, the high overseer of this area, who is an artist. He wants to test our valor and sends a group of slicers to attack us, which I had no problem taking care of. While fighting them, we maxed out our research over the spider splicers, getting another trophy. Cohen then invites us to meet him. Right at the start, I saw these lottery slot machines and tested my luck, which clearly was shite. Luckily, I had made a save before and kept trying to win the jackpot till I became the lucky winner. Wish I could just save and reload like this to win a lottery in real life. Anyway, we make it to the fleet hall and Cohen fixated on making us his new protege. He wants to test us more and wants us to kill 4 of his previous disciples and take pictures of their dead bodies so that he can frame them forever in their moment of glory. What a true maniac. The map of this level unlocks bit by bit as we kill each of the targets, and this place is like the Atlantic City of Rapture. Adding every picture to Cohen's frame art gets us a gift. Our very first gift is the crossbow, which is the final weapon in the game and literally the best one, as it can take out most guys with a single headshot. We can now set electric wire traps, which are super deadly against the big daddies, and most normal enemies are like a joke at this point thanks to the maxed out research. My favorite moments from the game are setting out traps for the big daddies and luring them in, although sometimes the random splicers ruined my plans. I got some really useful tonics by this point as well, like Booze Hound, which lets us drink without losing Eve. I mean, to be honest, by this point I was rarely using the plasmids anyway. We also see this really interesting memory of this lady who was Ryan's mistress and got pregnant. She unknowingly sold her fetus to Frank Fontaine, Ryan's arch nemesis and one of the key figures leading to the downfall of Rapture. Ryan found out about it and brutally murdered her. We collected a good couple of trophies in this area, like Prolific Researcher for clicking a picture of every target, one for unlocking all the slots in any one of the gene tonic classes, Ammo Inventor for inventing all possible ammo types, and a story trophy for completing Cohen's masterpiece. With this done, Cohen finally shows up and rewards us with a final gift, and the radio comms are back. Technically, we can kill Cohen, but I decided to leave him as is for now, as there's a missable trophy if we kill him at this point. Up next, we head to Hephaestus to hunt down Ryan, whose chamber is located at the very core of the city. In order to reach the core, we must boil off some water by redirecting the flow of magma, and for that, we need a bomb. To craft it, we need some components, some of which include Big Daddy parts, and I was having a blast setting traps for them and killing them creatively. We are also ambushed by waves of splicers multiple times in this level, but at this point, the difficulty wasn't much of a problem. Before moving to Ryan's location, we get 4 trophies in this section, 2 weapon upgrade related and 2 research related. Ryan puts the whole city on a self-destruct, and we rush towards him when we are met with a big revelation that we are basically Ryan's son, who was genetically modified by Fontaine and his scientist Suchong. We were therefore brought to Rapture to kill Ryan, and the reason we can use the bathysphere, Vita chambers and pass Rapture's security is because of our DNA. We were designed in a specific way that we obey orders that are preceded or followed by a specific phrase. Would you kindly?
Would you kindly? Would you kindly get this? Would you kindly find that? Would you kindly find that? Would you kindly find? Would you kindly get this? Would you kindly head to Ryan's office and kill the son of a bitch?
Sit, would you kindly? Stand, would you kindly?
I think no one saw this coming, and it was quite outrageous. The game does a beautiful job of hinting all the upcoming events subtly through the ghosts and the audio logs found around the world. Ryan uses the phrase to make us kill him, getting a trophy, and we use his genetic key to stop Rapture from destruction. As the destruction stops, Atlas reveals his real identity, that he is Frank Fontaine, who was just using us till this point to get the city, and he then sends all the security after us. We escape the scene thanks to the little sisters and are brought to a safe haven of sorts sorts, where we can see all the cured little sisters and Tenenbaum, who somewhat cures us of the Would You Kindly virus. We need to go to Su Chong's apartment to find a cure to completely get rid of Fontaine's mind control. Fontaine uses another mind code on us, making our heart stop beating, which slowly shrinks our health meter, and we have to get to Su Chong's fast. This level covers the upper class residential area, which has now been taken over by the splicers. By this point, I maxed out all the research on all the different targets, getting 3 trophies, and also got Tonic Collector for collecting 58 trophies. I was also collecting all the different radio logs, saving all the little sisters, and inventing as much ammo as possible to get all the other collectible related trophies. I also found Sander Cohen's apartment, where we can see a couple dancing. Killing them makes Cohen angry, and we can finally kill the psychopath. Taking a picture of his dead body gets us irony, and entering his chambers gets us another trophy, where I found a weapon upgrade station, unlocking another trophy. One thing leads to another, and we end up going to Fontaine's apartment, where we can find the cure which saves us from death but gives a slight side effect, and we have to go find another cure. This section is fun as we randomly get new plasmids and can't select the ones we have. I didn't use too many plasmids around this time, so it didn't affect my playstyle too much, and we get a good number of trophies here, like Avid Hunter for inventing 100 items, Maxed All Tracks for unlocking all the plasmids and tonic slots, another weapon related trophy, and a story trophy for fully curing ourselves. With all this done, we finally finish this level and go after Fontaine, who's all juiced up with plasmids. He escapes us, and now we need to get a little sister in order to move past the gate, and for that we need to transform ourselves into a Big Daddy. Again, similar to the most missions, we gotta go around the map collecting different suit parts to complete the level, and I got pretty much all the collectible related trophies by the end of this level, which included 2 final weapon upgrade trophies, 1 story trophy for becoming the Big Daddy, 1 for dealing with every little sister in the game, and Historian for collecting all the records in the game, which is basically the reason why this playthrough left a sour taste in my mouth. This trophy required collecting a total of 122 audio diaries, and some of them are actually missable, and for this I was using a guide video, which meant that I had to play the game following the guide, which cancels out that freedom I usually enjoyed. Like, I get it, the magic of this game comes from the audio log style stories, as you get to experience the lore, what Rapture used to be, what happened to it, and what it is now. But I find that forcefully collecting so many items can actually take away that fun aspect about the trophy collection as well. Plus, I hate collectible related trophies in games, so this definitely didn't help. Let me know what you guys think about it. Anyway, in the final level, we gotta protect the little sister as she collects Adam for us and face off Fontaine, who's now juiced up to max. The enraged plasmid makes this fight mostly easy in the second phase as the splicers jump, but other than that, it wasn't too tough. Both us and Fontaine are pretty much at our last breath, and the little sisters join in the battle and save us from him. They stab him to death, which was low-key chilling. This completes the game, and we get a trophy for defeating Atlas, saving all the little sisters, 4 difficulty-related trophies which are all stackable, and that shining platinum. Overall, I still had quite a lot of fun playing the game, but definitely would never want to play the game like this again, collecting everything. But there was one bright side to this. Apart from getting the platinum, I truly appreciate how they could make such a masterpiece purely with story, audio, game design, without using too many different character models, cutscenes, or without relying on graphics. And here we are today in an era where AAA games have the resources to make all this possible, and yet feels like the games are becoming more and more lackluster. Anyway, with that said, I'm out. Would you kindly hit that like button and subscribe to my channel? Thank you.